your head on my shoulder.
Welcome back to my channel. So in today's video I'm gonna be giving you guys some tips and tricks for makeup for beginners on how to do your makeup if you're a beginner. So if you guys want to go ahead and figure out how to do your makeup if you're a beginner, then please keep on watching. So this is gonna be like a little talk through video. I'm just gonna be giving like some advice, like what worked for me. Obviously everybody's different, everybody's gonna be doing their makeup different, but this is kind of like what worked for me. So basically I started doing makeup when I was a junior in high school, but I would just do the basic like eyeliner look and put mascara on and call it a day. I wasn't like, you know, like how I do now, like my full face, eyebrows, everything. But some tips and tricks to learn how to do makeup is definitely what I did, is to go on YouTube. Just type in makeup tutorials because well, for me, I'm a visual learner. Excuse me, sorry. I'm a visual learner, so I learn visually. And I would just look at YouTube videos and just practice. I would practice either on me or I would practice on my bestie. Shout out to my bestie. Definitely, you know, there has been a change in makeup. I did, you know, you improve throughout the years if you just practice. So I have some little products here that I want to talk about for you guys if you guys are beginners. So the first thing when it comes to doing your makeup is knowing your skin type. So you want to ask yourself, what type of skin do you have? Do you have oily skin? Do you have dry skin? Or do you have combo skin, which means that you have oily and dry skin? I have combo skin, so I'm usually dry right here and I'm oily in my T-zone. But it changes throughout the season. So when it's wintertime, my skin gets dry. And then when it's summertime, my skin gets very oily. Same thing with my hair. Like my head is always like oily and then sometimes dry, like, you know, like you have dandruff, but I haven't had dandruff in a while, so I'm good. It's just mainly oily. If I don't wash my hair, like one day that I don't wash my hair, it's already like looking hella oily. Like this right now is washed hair, so, but we're not talking about hair, girl, but just like just an example I'm giving you guys. But yeah, so knowing what your skin type is. Secondly, when you go and buy foundation, so the two foundations that I have, I didn't start off with these foundations when I was starting to do makeup. I remember it was a L'Oreal foundation. It was I think it was the L'Oreal Pro Matte one. I can't remember, but I didn't really like how that one made my skin look because it made my skin look cakey. But obviously I didn't know much about makeup. I was just practicing doing it on my own. The reason why I would look so cakey was because I wasn't priming my face. So but these are my go-to foundations. This one is for matte. This is for when my skin is oily. So I use the Maybelline 24-hour foundation. It is in the shade 112 Natural Ivory. And then with the one I'm using right now, as you guys can see that I have, you know, a glow, but it doesn't look so like oily. I'm using the L'Oreal Infallible 24-hour Fresh Wear. This one has sunscreen too, so a foundation that has sunscreen is really good. You know, if you have sensitive skin, to keep your skin from like, you know, burning from the sun. This one's in the shade 440. Does this have a name? No. So just knowing your skin type, knowing which foundation to get, and do your research. I did my research. Like I said, I would look at a lot of reviews on like what works best for people, what doesn't. Obviously everybody's going to be different, but these foundations are the ones that work for me. So this one is for when I'm dry. This one's for when I'm oily, and then this one's for when my skin is dry. And I'm using this one right now because my skin is still a bit dry, but it's starting, like I'm noticing it's starting to get oily again, but we'll switch it up. I haven't tried combining these two. Maybe if you have combo skin, that's what you can do, is combine a dewy foundation, put it on wherever you're dry, so right here, and then putting the matte wherever you're oily. I don't know, because they're kind of like the same shade a little bit. This one looks a little more lighter than this one, but y'all get the point. Excuse my nails, you know, this quarantine got us ugly. I did my nails, I did like French tip, but then they came off. But yeah, so that's for foundation, so knowing your skin type. Secondly, for concealer, I wasn't a concealer girl. Like I would not use concealer. I would just put foundation and call it a day. But what I would use to obviously blend my foundation would be concealer. I mean, stupid, I'm dumb. Concealer. No, I'm sorry. I would use a beauty blender. So I think a beauty blender is a great starter when you're starting to do your makeup because it's the best. I personally do not like using brushes. I feel like when I use brushes, it doesn't like, I don't know, I don't like how it looks on my skin personally, but like I said, everybody's different. Whatever you guys like. But what was I getting at? Oh yeah, so putting on your base, I would say use a beauty blender. And yeah, and then so for concealer, what I use right now, I didn't know this, but this one, I think this concealer is a hydrating one. I think the black one is hydrating, or I might be confused. But this one, this one's the one I use, 16-hour Camo Concealer in the shade Medium Sand. This one is a really good concealer. I would have to say this one's a dupe. This one's not a dupe because ColourPop is like an affordable brand as well. So, but it's similar to the ColourPop concealer if you guys have used that one. I love how that one looks on my bestie. It makes your skin look like skin, like it looks so nice. But basically, so what concealer is for, basically if you have any like extra redness on your skin, which I do, like my cheeks are always red, like rosary like red pinkish. But I use this because sometimes when I use my foundation, I don't like it to be too full coverage, but at the same time I don't like it to not like hide anything, right? So but this one's actually perfect. Also knowing like if you're a full coverage girl, if you're not a full coverage girl, doing your research, figuring out which foundation is full coverage, medium coverage. But full coverage basically, you know, hides everything. It's supposed to hide everything. I'm not sure which one is this one. I don't think it says, but if you just look up the product on like Google or whatever, it should tell you whether it's full coverage or medium coverage. The matte one, let me see, does it say? Okay, so the matte one is full coverage. This one is a full coverage foundation, up to 24-hour wear, and it is true, this one does really does the trick. This one's a good drugstore foundation, and yeah, both of these are drugstores. Oh, and that's another thing. If you're starting out makeup, I would say honestly start with drugstore makeup. Obviously, you know, they're not like high-end great, but they're not bad. Like some of the stuff that I have, like this one, I would say is compared to the Fenty one, except this one's obviously like a dewy one. Yeah, like there's things that are dupes for, like drugstore makeup that are dupes for, you know, high-end products. And that also saves you money because you don't want to be spending, say like if you spend on a $50 foundation and it's like, oh, this is not going out right, I just spent, you know, $50. Why spend $50 when you can spend like 15 on a foundation, and then if you didn't like that foundation, you can try something else. So it's kind of like saving money as well. But yeah, so concealer, what it does, like I said, it hides redness or like little pimple spots that you might have. You can apply it honestly before your foundation or after, doesn't matter. I always just apply it afterwards. If I do have like a pimple, I'll apply it before I apply my foundation, but it's just whatever you like, whatever depends on, like I said, whatever you like. And then for a palette, I would have to say go with a palette that has, like, this one is the Yes Please ColourPop, like neutral colors. So you can see like it has a popping yellow, right? But then it has this perfect shade right here that's not too dark. That's not too dark, but it's not too like light. So as you can see, I have this on my crease, and then I just applied a little shimmer shade. That's what I used to do before. When I was starting off my makeup. Sorry, I'm grabbing my little wiper thingy. I would always, no, but honestly, I would always just go, I had the Naked palette, and that actually was a good palette for starting out doing my eyeshadow, because it had like neutrals, it had like I said, like browns, and like it had the black obviously at the end of it. Then it had like your shimmer shade, it had like a nice little color like this one. What shade is this? Full Zip. This one, like, you can put it on like your brow bone if you wanted. I just put the butter cake on my lid and then on my brow bone. You can see there's like a little nice shimmer to it. But yeah, I would say like starting off palettes like these, like having these type of, you know, this type of color frame is perfect if you're a beginner. Because like I said, if you're like afraid to, you know, use colors, there's still like color in here like yellow, but it's not gonna be you know, like so like intense. Like they're just like neutrals, like nice warm toned like folly colors. I always, like I said, I always go with this one. Like these type of shades are perfect if you're a beginner. And yeah, so I would say go with the palette like this, any palette that has neutrals. And then for lashes, now lashes is a big one. So obviously, as you guys can see, I love to use big dramatic lashes. But when I was starting out, I wouldn't use lashes. I would just use mascara and call it a day. But if you do like lashes, if you're a lashes type of gal, I would say to start off with the Ardell Wispies. These are the best when you're starting out because they're not too dramatic, but they're not too like basic either. So I think it just also depends on your eye shape, whatever type of like eye that you have. Like for me, my eyes are like big, but they're hooded, so it's like, but I mean, I love how these look. Like these are perfect. I get these off my lashes, I get them off of Amazon. But yeah, if you want to start off with lashes, if you're too afraid to go dramatic, then no worries, go with the Ardell Wispies. I was trying to find the number of these, but I'm not sure. Let me see if I can look it up for you guys. No, it just says Ardell Wispies, but it comes in this, so it looks like this. And there's, well, obviously I already used 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. It comes with 5 pairs, so that's pretty good if you're starting out. And yeah, oh, I can't seem to close this. But yeah, that's for lashes. So let's do a little refresher. So beginning, doing your research, go on YouTube, type in how to do makeup. Obviously you're watching this video if you want to learn how to do makeup. If you guys want me to like to show you it as well, I just thought at first maybe if I just talk it through, then you guys will like be like, oh, okay, I can do this, this, and this. But if you guys wanted me to see to actually do my makeup for beginners, we can do that. I can do that as well. But yeah, so go on YouTube, watching how people do, you know, their makeup videos, trying it on yourself or trying it on somebody who's willing to, you know, let you practice on them. I was blessed to have my bestie. And then after you do that, knowing your skin type, what is your skin type, figuring that out. And then also, if you know, if you want your foundation to stay, I would say buy a primer. The primer that I use right now is the e.l.f. Putty Primer. It's the best one because it covers like my pores, and you know, my pores aren't visible. That's like the best primer for me. But it just, like I said, it just depends on everybody else. Like everybody is different, so whatever works for you best is what works for you best. So getting a primer, the basics, like I said, the basics, just knowing your foundation type, getting a concealer, getting a primer, moisturize your skin. Like that's very important, especially if you have dry skin. Moisturize. My favorite moisturizer that I use is the CeraVe. It's the best. It's the best for sensitive skin. Even after I shave, I put it on my legs because my legs are very sensitive. So I just, you know, put that CeraVe all over. Let me see what else am I missing. Lashes, start off with the Ardell Wispies. Those are perfect. Fuck what anybody says. I know people be talking down on these lashes because, oh, if he still uses these lashes, blah blah. Like if you're a beginner, go with these lashes. And even if you're not a beginner, if you like these lashes, then you like them. Like there's nothing wrong with Ardell. I think they're perfect. And then getting a perfect like little small neutral palette with these type of shades in them, like this. Let me see what else. And if you don't want to wear lashes, you can always just go with mascara. I think the best one is the telescopic L'Oreal telescopic, but the black one. This one I just use just to like blend my natural lashes with my, you know, with my falsies, and then for my under eye. But these ones good also for beginners as well because it's not too thick. It's like thin, so you can have more control with applying it. The only thing I hate is that you have to like really push down to close it. But yeah. And then for lips, I wasn't a lipstick girl. Like I would not wear lips. Right now you guys can see I'm just wearing like a gloss and like Carmex. So yeah, if you're not really a lip girl, I would just say go with a gloss, or you can go with like a nude lipstick. This is my go-to one here. Let me get it out for you guys if I have it in here. This is the lip gloss I used. This is the Sailor Mood Color Pop Collection one. I said in the last video. Sorry, y'all. I should have had it out. Or like any nude color. This is the NYX Liquid Suede. I hope I'm saying that right. Any like nude color. If you don't want to go bold. I used to go bold. Like I would wear like the really like bright red lipstick. Excuse me, sorry. But like I feel like that would look good with my skin tone. So I was bold with my lip. Like I wasn't bold with my makeup yet, but I was bold with my lip. So yeah, whatever feels comfortable for you guys. I think that's it. Knowing your skin type, getting the right palette. Oh, and brushes to start off with. I bought these brushes from this one girl that was selling makeup. I used the BH Cosmetic brushes at first. I didn't really like how those worked on for, you know, blending my eyeshadow, so I moved up to Morphe. An affordable brand that if you guys, you know, are on a budget would be Morphe or like ColourPop. Like ColourPop is the best for Morphe, hands down best. Or even like elf brushes. And the Wet n Wild brushes are good. I have the Wet n Wild blending brush. That one's bomb, so you guys can start off with that. Like I said, start off with drugstore makeup. Don't, you know, go so ham like, oh, I'm excited, I'm gonna do my makeup, I'm gonna go buy all the high-end stuff. Like, no, you can start off with using drugstore makeup and then work your way up to high-end when you have the budget. Is there anything else? Oh, and setting spray, I just use the Jeffree Star. But before I didn't really care for setting spray. I was like, oh, I don't need setting spray, it's fine. But I do feel like it does really set your makeup. Like I said, it gives you like, it just, you know what I mean, like it just all together. Oh, and then for brows, I would never like do my brows. Like I wouldn't fill them in because I have already thick brows, so I would be like too scared to even fill them in. But if you do have thick brows, I would say go in with the eyebrow pencil. I use eyeshadow to fill up my brows. I think they look good. I mean, you know, they don't look too bad. But yeah, I would say if you're a beginner, go with the eyebrow pencil. I heard that the Morphe eyebrow pencil is really good. It's only $5 and it's like get an eyebrow pencil that has a very fine tip because you have more control. So like, you know, it makes your eyebrows look more natural, not more like, you know, super filled in. But if you do like the filled in look, like, hey, like whatever, like I said, whatever you feel comfortable with, whatever you like. Anything else? I do lashes, eyebrows, face. I think that's pretty much it, guys. Just have fun with makeup. Like, don't feel like you have to look, don't feel like your makeup has to look a certain way because somebody else is doing makeup. Like, oh, I'm not there. Like, practice makes perfect. All you just have to do is practice doing your makeup, and you're gonna get there. There's still some things that I sometimes like, I'm like, oh, my makeup, like I feel like I'm not the best at it, but don't compare yourselves to other people. Like, love how you do your own makeup. Like, every makeup look is beautiful because you're showing your own art, you're showing your way of doing your makeup, like I said. Excuse me. And yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye, guys.
Hold me in